sharp as a nail. I mean, he was spot on. But let's go back to
He
Howard,
was so
then
handsome.
then Dr. Francine. Go ahead, Howard.
Oh no, Steve, thank you very much. Scott really expressed the point I was trying
Yeah,
to make, so I appreciate it.
you got it. And now, as promised, Benjamin, you get a fresh five, and then Dr. Francine. Go ahead, Benjamin.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get back to something Scott was saying, and that is the definition of weed and America and its better angels. And there is this notion that the Statue of Liberty stands out as an invitation for people to leave the country that they can't abide and come to a country that will give them fresh hope. And the problem, I think, has become people don't want to leave. They want to come, but they don't want to leave. And it's letting go of the thing that you can't abide that's difficult. And so when people come to California from India, for example, it was the case when I was younger. People would come to America to become Americans. They would leave India because they didn't want to be Indians. But now people come from India and they bring with them all of the things that make India a place that people would rather leave than go to. Look at the migration. I don't know how many Americans are leaving America to live in India relative to the number of Indians leaving India to come to America, but it's probably like a million. So that gives you just a rough idea, like a measuring stick on what kind of place India is. Now, when people come from India and they come to California and they set up Indianness in California, it's great. Indian food, love the food and everything else, right? But what's happening in California is Indian people in California are complaining to their boss, to the place of work, to their senators of the Indianness, and specifically they're complaining that when they are at work, the people from India who are Brahmin and have, I don't know, some red tattoo on their forehead or something, are looking down at the people who are not Brahmin and treating them like shit. Because that's the way of India. Is the caste system. The Brahmin are the elite class, and they have the right to shit on everybody else. And so they come to America not to leave that crap, but to bring their crap to the United States and reenact their shit in the United States. And it's not a problem, weirdly. It's not a problem for people in the United States. The Brahmin don't look down and don't treat people in the United States like shit. They treat the other people who have immigrated from India like shit. And it's the people who are leaving the country. Very often, immigrants leave a country, and this will come as I talk. I know if you're liberal in the audience, if you're left, if you voted for Kamala Harris, close your ears for a minute, because this is going to be really difficult for you to hear. It's really difficult for you to hear. Sometimes when people leave a country, they leave that country because they don't like it. And when they go to another country, they want to get away from it. And they want to be away from the people that they are leaving. And when they come to a country and they get a job and they're exposed to the same kind of caste Brahma shit that they just tried to leave, it is really depressing. And it's a problem. And when people leave an Islamic country and they come to the United States, the best thing for them would be to escape Islam, right? But the worst outcome is that they get shuttled into a place where there's a lot of people, and the imams are there, and the dominants, and the people who will threaten them, literally kill them if they leave Islam, are there, and they haven't escaped the very thing that they left to escape. The Sharia law is still in place. If they leave Islam, they could be killed. If they don't wear the hijab, they could be, treated harshly, and etc. and etc. and etc. So I think that what we have to do as a country is we have to understand who we are, what the rules are here. I have known people that have immigrated from Russia, the last thing in the world they want to do is be around other Russians, because that's exactly the culture that they left. And they know how people behave in that culture. They know how the men treat the women like objects, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're a liberal and you voted for Kamala, you don't know this. You think that all cultures in the world are equal, and everywhere people treat each other with respect and dignity and equality. And Kamala told you that, so you believed it. It's really sad that you're in this condition, and I don't know what can be done to help you. But look, reality is a bitch, and you have to appreciate that you are infinitely better off in the United States than you would be in an Islamic country.
1 minute, Benjamin. 1 minute.
So Pro challenged me with this the other day, and he said, "Well, what about Malaysia? It's an Islamic country, and it's good." And it turns out that in Malaysia, if you draw pictures of the Prophet Muhammad, you can go to prison. If you blaspheme the Prophet Muhammad, you can go to prison. You don't have freedom of jack shit in Malaysia. Okay, so I just challenge anybody here, name an Islamic country that they would send their daughter to go live in. Country that they think has good laws on the books, laws that will protect their children. And I will show you a country that will kill your child if they are gay, if they blaspheme the Prophet Muhammad, if they have opinions about religion or politics. You just don't know because you're so goddamn ignorant about the real world, and there's so little people can do to get through to you. You're a supervisor in a manufacturing facility. Your machinery isn't working right. Not. But Japan is the best country. Japan would be a goddamn shithole if it weren't for the United States. Do you know what Japan was doing?
15 seconds. 15 seconds.
Implemented on China, that there's just a horrendous anti-civilization that was Japan before the United States got there. And fucking Canada can't defend itself against a ship full of rats. It's the United States that is creating anything that looks like civilization anywhere in the world. The reason Canada has a medical system just doesn't have to pay the cost of keeping the world safe for people who are atheists, who have ideas about religion, who criticize a Muslim countries where the axiom is death to America and kill the infidel because it's baked into their religion.
Thank
It's
you,
only
Benjamin.
America in civilization.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Charles, can you mute up, please? Can you mute up, please? Yes, thank you. Charles and Daniela and Doctor are new on stage, but first is Dr. Francine. Dr. Francine Hardaway, it's always a pleasure to see you. You get a fresh 5 starting now. What would you like to talk about?
I talk about what Howard said.
Please do.
Was said in response to what Howard said. I just want to say that we, the people, not that's something we always have to remember. And Benjamin, we have to remember it about Islamic states too. That not necessarily are the people a reflection of the government. Get what you get in a government. You either elect it or you don't elect it, depending on what your political system is. But your government still doesn't necessarily reflect your wishes or your desires or the way you would like to see yourself as people. And I've been, I don't know where you've traveled to, Benjamin, but I've been in, I'm going to say 45 countries. And I've seen, including India 4 times and China 4 times. I've seen Malaysia. So there are a lot of these countries where I've actually been there. And, you know, the only thing that I can say is that in every country, no matter what the government, the people are pretty nice. I've always been able to to strike up relationships with, real people, no matter what the religion of the country actually is. So, an optimist. I guess that's it. That you can call me a liberal. I call myself a centrist. Not. Never mind. I'm not going to start that discussion. Thank you, everybody.
Is next, Doctor. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You have a fresh five starting now. What would you like to talk about, Doctor?
Thank you. Just really quick, in response to Benjamin, the data shows otherwise. People escape tyranny, but when they come to this country, they gravitate toward their own. They build family businesses as opposed to becoming entrepreneurial in the sense that they're escaping their own culture. They do all kinds of things to actually find their own tribe, when they come to this country.
Absolutely, such as here in Los Angeles, we have Little Tokyo, and then we have the Armenian communities in Glendale. Absolutely, people gravitate towards their own truth.
That's all I really wanted to say. I'm just waking up here in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Well, please go on mute, stay on stage, and when you wake up and have a fresh cup of coffee, maybe you'll want to talk in hour number 3. Let's go to, is it pronounced Daniela? Do I have that right, Daniela?
Daniela. Hi.
Daniela, good morning. Welcome to the show. What would you like to talk about, Daniela? I am glad that you took the plunge. Is this your first time on our stage? It is. You know what? It's a pleasure to have you because the show is better with you on stage than without you. Feel comfortable saying what city?
You have people from all over the world from the international organization. The emphasis. I have feel very comfortable living in this city, but I'm more comfortable every day with the kind of discourse that people like David and me is saying in social media and in the out. I don't know what is in background, what is in religion, but here I don't
Appreciate that. Like, Carl, you're next. You have a fresh spot. What would you like to talk about?
I just wanted to respond to the prior speaker and suffers exception.
Who might have eliminated the prior speaker rule? Very good. No. It's okay.
America is the biggest of the NATO equivalents. that like Canada doesn't help or doesn't defend. Bro, we trained your Air Force for World War I and World War II. We were in both of those wars before you. We fought basically every single war that America's ever gone into, except Iraq or Afghanistan. But what the fuck has America ever done for Canada? What fucking war had Canada started that we did in America? So this idea, right, that Canada needs defense from America. You are the ones who are ripping off the rest of the world. You are the ones who are receiving funding from the entire world to start your bullshit wars. So Benjamin, all of your points are bullshit. You're misinformed.
Oh, thank you. And before we go to a formal invite, I'd like to have Chase.
I respond to that.
Yeah, you do at the appropriate time, which will be in a couple of minutes. Go on, you absolutely get to respond. Go on, and JCC, if you could unmute, please. Yeah. Gotta tell you, in regards to the show, and Benjamin, agree with him. You may disagree with him, but he drives like no other niece or nephew. Am I off the rails?
No, I agree. He does bring you're right.
Wow. That is some exciting content. It's so controversial. We're living on the edge, ladies and gentlemen. We're living on the edge of YouTube community guidelines.
Going to get to the mod squad, then you want to come up, but you don't know what you want to talk about. We call this the best 2 minutes on Clubhouse.
Tonight, breaking news what President Trump is now saying about the war in Iran and about gas prices in the U.S. Also breaking tonight, the airline here in the U.S. reportedly set to shut down, and the alarming images tonight of a nun being attacked. First tonight, President Trump says he does not need congressional approval to continue the conflict with Iran, declaring hostilities with Iran have been, quote, terminated.
Wow.
Remain closed, gas prices soaring, and the president late today saying the options: Iran agrees to a deal or will blast the hell out of them. Gas prices surging across the U.S. again tonight. The national average now at $4.44 a gallon. How much are American drivers paying to fill up their tank, and what it could cost by Memorial Day? Tonight, report Spirit Airlines is about to shut down. What are passengers to do? Did the government effort to save the airline collapse? Tonight, the deadly bank robbery, 2 people killed, including a bank teller. Police chasing an 18-year-old suspect. Schools on lockdown. Police turning to images on social media, including this image of an alien holding a fan of $100 bills posted after the robbery. Tonight's disturbing video showing a nun attacked on the street, shoved from behind and knocked down. The suspect then kicking her while she's on the ground. Tonight, chilling new images of the suspect accused in the alleged assassination attempt of the president. The suspect heading into a doorway, an alert canine appearing to sense something seconds before the suspect sprinted through security. And the video tonight showing him casing the hotel hours before the attack. Tonight, inside Cuba, the massive May Day demonstrations as President Trump increases pressure with new sanctions against the Cuban government. Gas now costing up to $40 a gallon there. What are the Cuban people saying? Matt Rivers in Cuba tonight. Here in New York City, news tonight on that deadly home explosion as the NYPD was answering the call. Officers thrown from the front door. There is a plane crash in Texas. The images coming in, 5 people dead. Tonight's images a suspect attempting a daring escape from police, dangling from underneath this bridge. The fake news tonight involving those famous eaglets. Many answering the call to help save them tonight.
Fucking morons. Jesus Christ.
It's like,
And if you're in the like to come on, we encourage you to do so. We'll get to Benjamin in a couple of minutes. For those of you that didn't hear yesterday, thousands of Americans across the country took part in a coordinated, quote, no work, no school, no shopping, close quote, protest on May Day, marking one of the largest labor demonstrations targeting wealth inequality, labor rights, and immigration.
Jesus Christ, that's leadership. Eliminate the text from you fucking moron.
Corporate headquarters, rallies in major cities, and even in some districts due to teacher participation. Organizers say this is just the beginning, with long-term plans aimed at building momentum towards a nationwide general strike. We'll go to the mod squad, and then, as promised, Benjamin JCC, thank you for doing the heavy lifting. Would you like to contribute at this time? Good.
I'm pretty good, but I just want to say, yeah, that's why that dude climbed that bridge in DC yesterday, because the May Day strikes. Yeah.
Thank you. Alfonso, who's normally with his family. Alfonso, would you like to contribute at this time? Or are you good? Alfonso, once, twice, three times. He's with the fam bam. Give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek from their Uncle Steve. Violet, would you like to contribute at this time? Or are you good?
Well, one of the other things I've been thinking about recently is uh, the impact of social media, not so much on a societal level, but on people's personal lives. Like, I was thinking about it because when I share stuff on Facebook and or Instagram, I know it's not appearing very high in my friends' feeds. You know, it's going to be like 200 posts down because I'm not playing the engagement game with Facebook and Instagram. I'm not posting 3 times a day. I'm not commenting and liking or disliking 500 comments. So the algorithms are saying, oh, well, you know, you're not being a good girl and participating like we want you to. So we're going to put you low on people's feeds. And I mean, I don't know about others, but as somebody who's not trying to be a creator or make their living on social media platforms, I hate that. I just want to share pictures with my friends or like little songs or links or whatever. And I know they're not seeing it a lot of the time, even the ones that use their Facebook regularly. And then, there's a percentage of your friends who don't use the Facebook regularly or whatever. But those algorithms drive me crazy to use it on a personal level, and I kind of wonder if other people feel that way too. Because it's one thing if you're trying to make your living that way to have a certain amount of engagement. I mean, you have to put in the work in your job to make money. I understand that. But as somebody who just wants to share a little something with friends and they're never going to see it because, like I said, the Facebook or Instagram algorithms have decided that I'm, not playing along, it drives me crazy. And like I said, I was just wondering if other people feel that way on a personal level when it's not meant to be a promotion for their business or their podcast or whatever else, that they get like no responses to their post because it's not playing along with the system.
Thank you, Violet. And last but not least for the mod squad is Reverend Scott. Reverend Scott, would you like to contribute at this time, or are you good? Reverend Scott, once, twice, three times. Okay. We'll go to Benjamin. Oh, okay, very good. Thank you very much. Shayna is new on stage, but before we go to Shayna, as promised, Benjamin. Benjamin, you get a fresh 5.
Well, I want to donate all 5 minutes to a young woman named Noor Al-Maleki. Now, your audience, because they're Kamala voters, are kept in this ignorant box where they don't know about Noor Al-Maleki. And bless their hearts, people who think that it's just so great to go to other countries and just not know what's going on in those countries. So I just want to read for 60 seconds about Noor Al-Maleki. Link is in the way. People who say that I only bring bullshit, I also bring receipts.
Thank you very much. As a reminder, we do have a 60-second read rule here, which is still in effect. So anybody can read for maximum 60 seconds.
Growing up, Al-Maleki was expected to cook, clean, and help take care of younger siblings. Following this, Al-Maleki began to move in and out. The father disapproved of her non-Muslim style of dress. Her father sent her to Iraq to marry an older cousin, but she flew back to Arizona in 2008 and began dating someone of her own choosing. 2009, Al-Maleki was assisting her boyfriend's mother with translation at an office of the Arizona Department of Economic Security in Peoria. Outside the office, her father, Fidel, struck them with his vehicle, causing a brain bleed, partial paralysis, and other injuries in the case of Al-Maleki. then slipped into a collision and injured her boyfriend's mother, including fracturing her pelvis. Falel did not stop and render aid, nor did he call for help. Following the damage, doctors performed surgery, and to make a long story short, she contracted an illness and died. Now, Amaleki is just one of about 5,000 women who are killed every year in honor killings. And these honor killings, link is in the description, happen in countries as varied as Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, Ecuador, Egypt, India, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Italy, Jordan, Morocco, Pakistan, Sweden, Syria, Turkey, Uganda, United Kingdom, and the United States. Now, these are almost all associated with certain Middle Eastern ideologies and religions. And the point is, they don't stay there. When they come to the United States, they bring this ideology of honor killing with them. And women are largely targets of Islamic honor killings. And when you're Kamala Harris and vote for women, people like Dr. Franstein, who think that they're supporting women's rights when they support Islam, they're just so profoundly ignorant and misguided. When you support Islam, you are supporting violence towards women. And you need to understand what you're doing. And you need to stop doing that thing that you're doing, because it's a bad thing that you're doing when you support Islam. So stop, please. In the name, you're not going to stop for me. Would you please consider stopping for Noor al-Maliki, who was 20 years old, living in Phoenix, was killed by her father in the United States in an honor killing. Please, for her sake, will you stop your stupidity and your evil violence towards women in the name of Islam? Thank you so much.
You're welcome. David is new on stage. If you're in the audience and you want to come up, please raise your hand. Talk about anything you want. Let's go to Shayna. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You have a fresh 5. What would you like to talk about? Hi.
Hi, Steve. It's Shama.
Shama, I'm so sorry. My reading glasses are in the other room. What would you like to talk about?
So tomorrow I have a session that I'm attending on adolescent sexuality in India. So I was just doing some reading on it, and I was just curious to understand the American culture and American people's. I know this is not just a room with people from USA, but just
Yes, we have people all over the world in this room. Yes.
Yeah, so I was kind of curious about understanding the American outlook towards teenagers dating and, more importantly, teenage sexuality, because from the country that I'm from, it's still a taboo topic that has a lot of nuance. It's not as black and white as teenagers should not date, and it's not like let's push them all to have sex when they are in their teens. It's not as black and white as that.
Well, wait.
It's not.
Are you saying that dating means sex? Can't you date without having sex? Or
Yeah,
when you date, that
no.
automatically you're encouraging sex?
No, not at all. Not at all like that. So that is why I wanted to understand what does teenage dating in America mean?
Well, tell you what. Hold on a second. Stop. What does teenage dating in the America mean? Fair is that was the question you asked, correct?
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, right. Okay. Go on mute, and we'll ask the Mod Squad. JCC. What does teenage dating in America mean? JCC.
Oh, it varies from household to household, right? However, it does not necessarily encourage sex. It just encourages a relationship building experience with these young teens, and I highly encourage it because it's a good stepping stone to being social in society. And if you are duplicating your teen in protect sexual activity, and that would be the safe way to do it. And I definitely do not educate your child to not force the other, and for the other not.
Oh, using AI to critique justice propaganda and summarize lengthy statements and feeling things.
Definitely protection.
Alfonso, you maybe with the fam bam. Alfonso, are you there? Going once, going twice. Let's go to Violet. And Violet, I think you have a one or two teenage daughters, don't you?
Yeah, 16 and nearly 13, respectively.
There you go. What does teenage dating in America mean to you?
Well, I mean, my oldest daughter has a boyfriend, and what that means at the moment is, they like hold hands in the hall, walking down the hall in high school, and they go kind of on group dates. I mean, it's a group of friends. The other people aren't necessarily couples. They just all hang out together. So, I mean, at the moment, the example I have of a teenage relationship seems to be kind of affectionate, friendly. Uh, as far as like talking about dating, JCC was right. It varied a lot from household to household. I mean, you have some people who just don't want their kids to have any kind of romantic, quote unquote, thing until they're above 16 or whatever it is. But in my case, I started talking to my girls about dating and relationships, you know, around the age of 12, talking about how sharing communication and relationship is very important to. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to recall what I said to them, and I'm getting screwed up in my mind. But basically, that it wasn't just about what feels good. That you don't just plunge into physical relations. Tell them for my instruction. And then I did have I am not encouraging you to have sex. To do so, I want you to talk to me about getting birth control. And I spoke to them of all the options available because you can't stop them per se. And this is actually a repeat of what my mother did in my case. Told me when I was 13, to let me know when I my virginity to my high school sweetheart at 16, I went to my mother. I told her, we decided to start doing this. I need you to take me to the doctor. And she did without saying anything or any judgment. And that's what I would do if one of my daughters approached me, at least on the outside. On the inside, I'd probably be like, you know, panicking and needing straight jack.
Reverend Scott, would you like to answer?
Yeah, so
What does teenage?
I think what we're doing with teenagers is we're evolving them earlier. So it's I think Violet is largely on the nose, but I think kids are getting educated quickly on intimacy, on sex, and I think we'll have to deal with that. Like we're getting a younger population that's getting older quickly, and I don't know what we do with that. I mean, but it's going to have social ramifications that I don't see, and I'm not a conservative, right? But I think um, we've got to put some brakes on something. I don't know where we put it, but that's what I would say.
And for me, both of my children are in their 30s, but I distinctly remember I have a son and a daughter. I specifically endorsed any time they asked a question about anything. I would never respond by saying, "You're not old enough to have that discussion." I answered any question that they had to what I believed was their best level of understanding. And also, when my son brought home a girl or my daughter brought home boy and they wanted to go in their bedroom, I said, "Hey, no problem. You stay in your bedroom as long as you want, as long as the door is open. You are not allowed to close the door, but you can stay in your bedroom as long as you want. There you go, Shayna. I know I'm mispronouncing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to add something. I want to just go quick to what Scott said. I think that the progress of relationship that as teens are having today was very similar to my time and not far off to my parents' time, right? The relationship was the same. There was teens having sex in the 50s, teens having sex in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and currently today. I don't think anything has progressed any further. Now, their access to data, that's a lot easier. However, teens are going to do what teens are going to do. We don't need social media to educate teens. They already know what the hell to do. It's not that.
Yeah, because I figured if they didn't get the correct information from me, they were going to get the incorrect information from the street. Shema, you want another minute or two to follow up? Good topic. Shema. Yeah.
I think there are a lot of similarities in the way Indian culture and American culture look at dating in terms of it's important that kids explore relationships, but there's also this India is a lot more conservative than what the American culture is like. So it again depends on which section of society you're coming from. So some from certain sections of society might be certain teens might do date and again with the implicit instruction that the parents are not okay with them having sex, but yeah, hanging out together. But that is what I was kind of wanting to understand that what what is America's take on teens having sex. So I got a I mean a basic idea of what you guys are trying to say. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Let's go to Jim East. Jim, good morning. Welcome to the show. What would you like to talk about?
Sure. And my specialty is actually teens and transition. So I appreciate the opportunity. First, most of my peer group does what you did and says you can be in the bedroom, the door has to stay open. So to me, that of the progressive parents that I know, that's the most popular way of dealing with that. Now, my nephew, on the other hand, that's 16 years younger than me, he would go out with groups, and I think that that was a trend. I don't know. Sounds like it might still be a trend. Like there's less pressure, but I could also see that if everybody else in the group has done it and you haven't, or you and your you know city and the other haven't, then there might be some pressure there. But I honestly think, and he's not on the platform, so I know I'm not going to embarrass him by saying, but I believe my nephew is most likely a virgin when he got married. But our movies, our media, a lot of it, shows a lot of activity and can add pressure to that. But America, as you know, I don't remember the lady's name. I can't read the screen. So when she asked a big question about America, you have to realize that we're a big picture of the world. We have the most conservative of any faith you can imagine here in the United States, and we have the most liberal, free love people in the world in the U.S. here, and then we have a bunch of us that are in the middle. So the U.S. is big. So to add from a social science background of mine, both bachelor's and master's level, I'll just tell you that I've seen both, but Steve's seems to be what I've experienced with parents and with kids the most popular. Yes, you can spend time in the bedroom, but that door better be open. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. If you're in the audience and you'd like to come up and talk about anything, you're encouraged to do so. Would anybody on stage like to, who has not commented already, comment on teenage dating? Just unmute and say your first name. We were hearing this last part, I asked GPT, what do you think about teenage dating? This is what Chat GPT told me. Teenage dating is one of those things that can be healthy, messy, formative, and confusing all at the same time. It's not inherently good or bad. It depends a lot on how it's approached and the level of maturity involved. On the positive side, dating as a teenager can help people learn important life skills early, how to communicate, set boundaries, handle rejection, and understand their own values. Those lessons tend to carry into adulthood in a meaningful way. It can also be a normal part of social development, especially as teens start figuring out identity and relationships. That said, there are real downsides if it's not handled well. Emotions at that age can be intense, and not everyone has the tools yet to deal with the heartbreak, jealousy, or pressure. It can also distract from school, friendships, or personal growth if it becomes all consuming. In some cases, there can be unhealthy dynamics like controlling behavior or peer pressure that teens might not recognize right away. The biggest factor is guidance and balance. Teens tend to do better when there's open communication with parents or trusted adults, clear boundaries, and a focus on respect, both for themselves and the other person. And that's ChatGPT's answer. So there you have that. We've got a break coming up in under 10 minutes. Would anybody on stage like to talk about anything? Just unmute and say your first name. Yes, go ahead, please. That would be Benjamin, yes.
And you look at the Declaration of Independence and all those things that talk about freedom of religion and all those things, there are peaceful people. Now, yes, there are some cultures that come here and recreate what they got away from, and that's humanity. People sometimes make mistakes. I'll agree with that. There's parts of Miami that are little Havana, and you're like, why? Or little Haiti. You're like, why? What did you do? Why were you thinking? And yes, a lot of family businesses. And you have to kind of figure, especially if you look at old West movies, when people came from other places, they were the stranger, they were the other, they weren't always welcome. So the only way they could make a buck is to do their own family business. So I'm just going to close by saying I think that the extremes, the zealots of any faith or any belief system that we've got to be aware of, but to totally knock a faith, um, I don't get it. And also, Kamala was raised as a Christian. From what I understand, she went to church regularly with family. But anyway, that just this whole don't support Islam as a whole. Um, I've met some really wonderful people that have different belief systems, and that doesn't bother me. It's their belief system. They respect me. I respect them. I'm not trying to convert anybody. They're not trying to convert me. So I'm landing.
We have what I believe is a new Sam on stage, who's also new on Club. Sam, welcome to the stage. It's a pleasure to have you here. What would you like to talk about? Sam, going once. Sam, there you go. Hi. We cannot hear you, Sam.
Sam doesn't understand. I'd like to respond to that comment.
You can in a moment. Let's see if we can hear Sam. Thank you. Benjamin, go on mute, please. Thank you. Sam, you unmuted. You may have to exit out and come back in, but we can try you. Sam going once. Sam going twice. Okay, Sam is having some technical difficulties. Benjamin, let's see. No, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and have you respond. Take 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I get that everybody wants to be inclusive and turn a blind eye to people's ideology, but the honest truth is people who say this don't mean it. They're lying to you. They're liars. They're deceived. They're existing in a catatonic state of self-delusion. And the way you can test this, the way you can diagnose their delusion, is you just simply ask them, do you do this with your Nazi friends? Do you just ignore the fact that they're Nazis? Would you be comfortable sitting next to a Nazi? You ask these same questions, right? And the answer is, oh no, my God, I would never sit next to a Nazi. I'd never have a friend who's a Nazi. And that's how you can diagnose them. You just have to kind of like, it's very simple. It takes about 4.5 minutes, maybe 2, if you're as smart as I am. But for people who have undiagnosed ideology confusion disorder, this is just a helpful diagnosis. Hi, Jane. Helpful diagnosis. But look, Islam is an ideology which mostly could be thought of as a systematic violence towards women. And if you need the evidence, the numbers, the female genital mutilation statistics, I can help you with all of this. I can Google for you if your Googler is broken. But if you just think you can sit next to somebody who is promoting Islam like Kamala Harris does, like Mamdani, who swore himself in on a stack of Qurans, does, and not understand that what you're supporting is a system of violence towards women, then you are just you're just kind of like an intellectual turd. So
all right, you have made your point perfectly clear. Thank you. Let's try. Let's see. I said 3 minutes. You'll have a fresh 5 in hour number 3. Let's try Sam again. Sam, are you there? Sam going once. Sam going twice. Sam sold. We'll give Sam one more chance in hour number 3. Let's go to Jane, who's new on stage. Jane, good morning. It's a pleasure to see you on stage. What would you like to talk about, Jane?
I'm good for now, Steve. Just listening.
You got it. Okay, cool. Well, let's see. We were
Steve,
talking about, yes.
I wanted to say real quick. I don't know why this is bugging me so much, but
Yeah.
I did not vote for Kamala Harris. I voted for Jill Stein of the Green Party. It's driving me crazy that Ben keeps calling me Kamala Harris.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear him reference you once. Did I miss it?
No, well, not personally, but he kept saying, I know everybody on stage voted for Kamala or whatever. These are all Kamala.
I didn't hear him say that one either. I didn't hear him say that.
Okay, well, I just wish to declare that I voted for Jill Stein since, you're
and I voted for the Libertarian candidate. Whatever the hell.
But I mean, I think his point is these are pluralist votes, right? And what his point is that the pluralist sort of multicultural vote leads to a liberal ends. I think that's fair, right? I don't know that it's right, but I think it's. I mean, that's. I think that's the point he's making. That
I got to tell you, I think Benjamin's modus operandi, and I very well could be wrong, is a mixture of truth, satire, and stirring the pot. And like I said, he's a great content creator. I absolutely don't agree with everything that he says, but it gives me great pause to think about things. It also adds content to the show, and that's what I think.
But Steve, isn't he saying what he's saying is that you go this pluralistic, multicultural voting candidacy, what you're gonna get is cultural chaos.
Isn't he also saying that if you don't agree with him, you're an idiot? In so many words.
I don't know that he's saying that. Okay. But I think he might not be wrong at this point. I mean, which I'm not in agreement with him. I think I'd rather go down.
So 75 million voters are because they voted for Aaron.
Well, of course, we could all be idiots. We could all be idiots. But I think what he's saying is that if you want a liberal democracy, you have to police it intellectually. And what he's saying is that we've gone down some roads that are unhealthy for the liberal establishment. And I mean, I think he's not wrong.
Well, I'll give you this, and then we'll take the break. I don't think the extreme on any side is healthy. The extreme on either side, in my humble opinion, is a bunch of mishigash, and that's not how you win elections either. You win elections by coming as close to the center as possible. Most elections are won by 5%, 5% of the undecideds. And as if you're at the extreme of either side, it becomes more difficult to win an election. And with that, we are done. 2 hours in the tank, 1 hour left. I will be back at the end of the break to host all of hour number 3. So don't go away. And when we did a lot of talk about dating, and so let's hear some more from Taylor Tomlinson about the truth about dating.
Like, this one's available if he just talks and talks and talks. You fall asleep eventually. This bit right here. Wow, okay. That was fun. We all stepped in a divorce. Wasn't that a good time? That's the first time that's happened when I asked that question. Ever done a tour? Never gotten one of those. Saying, take this boring piece of shit home. All right, last one. What do we got? You eavesdrop on somebody's phone conversation from the other room. You listen to your mom talk to your grandma. Did you miss the whole part where I said I am alone? Have you tried falling asleep to the sound of people who love you in the other room? I would that I could. Okay, well, those hurt my feelings. I'm gonna tell you the best one I've heard on this tour. That's one I heard on this tour. It was a few months ago. There's a woman in the front row. She raised her hand. She goes, I have a weird sleep tip. I said, what do you got? She goes, when I can't sleep, I lay on the floor in the kitchen for 10 minutes. And I was like, okay. And then what happens? She goes, then I get back in bed and go sleep. This poor girl, abusive parents herself. She's like, oh, you kissed them with the guy she's dating. I was like, really? She goes, yeah, would you ever have a threesome? I was like, oh my God, no. I didn't want to hang out with 2 other people. I've never been in the middle seat on a flight fighting for an armrest, like, wish we were all naked. Yeah, I don't even think I could date an extrovert again. I dated an extrovert once. We moved in together. The first week we lived together, he's like, hey, what if we had some people over? I was like, look, if you don't want to be with me, just say so. You want to have people over what? My dead body? If you're an extrovert, you're in love with an introvert, you gotta understand, asking us to invite people over is like asking us to do anal. Watch our face change. Like, I'm sorry, is it your birthday? Seems like a big ask for a random Tuesday. I live alone now. It's incredible. I fall asleep in the middle of the bed like a boy king, just like Joffrey. It's fantastic. I eat all the food I buy. Every grocery I buy goes near, goes back. That's Tower, DC.
If I clog the toilet at home, I don't have to deal with this right away. That's freedom, you see. When I lived with a man I was attracted to, I was like, no, big toilet, don't tell him I'm a human woman. I beg of you. Take my dark secrets to your watery grave. Remember, I bargained. Now I'm like, useless your toilet, that's what lids are for. You want to see the sky? I want to figure out what's bothering you. You gotta figure the sun high. Brave, courageous. Come on up and get you fresh fire. Well, it's say you just don't suck. Be respectful. Make one and reason your way. Come on up. That's what we'll speak to. And welcome to hour number 3 of Ask Uncle Steve with the Mod Squad. If you're here for the first time, this is how the show works. Unlike other clubhouse rooms, we encourage everybody, especially the new speakers, and that means you, to be bold, brave, courageous. Raise your hand, come on up, and you can talk about whatever you want. We never ever put a restriction on content. We can talk about current events, politics, God, religion, atheism, what's going on in your life, what's going on in life. Maybe you like the show, maybe you don't like the show. Maybe you have a question to help you. Maybe you have a statement to help me. Just have a take and don't suck. What does that mean? Be able to put 2 sentences together, folks. It doesn't matter if we agree, disagree, if we like or don't like you, but just don't come up and say you think the earth is flat, because I will stop you on a dime and I will grill your ass. And so with that, let's go to JCC. JCC, good morning. Yo. Thank you for doing the heavy lifting. Do you have any plans for this weekend?
Yeah, man, it's a busy weekend. We got a recital. My daughter's performing at 1 o'clock, 2 p.m. today, Central Standard Time, and then prom night, folks. 2026 prom. I'm helping her right now. I did an errand. I went out to get some black ribbons. She's making her own corsage, so I'm highly involved in her activity. I'm going to take pictures of her and her boyfriend at either a Japanese tea garden or a local museum here that has a very nice landscape area. So yeah, busy Saturday for today. And so yeah.
So JCC, if you don't mind me asking, did you say you have to be home by a certain time?
Yeah, I'm pretty flexible. She has like a 1 a.m. curfew where we're at. Okay. So yeah.
Thank you for that. Let's see if Alfonso, he's been with the Fam Bam pretty much all show. Alfonso, are you there? Going once, twice, 3 times. There you go. Alfonso, good morning. Thank you for doing the heavy lifting. Would you like a fresh 5, or would you like to talk about what's going on this weekend or anything else?
No, I'm okay. I'm busy with my kids, so I won't be able to chime in much.
You got it. No problem at all. Let's go to Violet. Violet, is it prom night where you are?
Not for my girl, but it's date night for me.
There you go. What are you doing this weekend for date night?
Tonight, my husband and I are going to go to a place in our area called The Works. It's kind of a grown-up arcade with like skee-ball and 10-pin bowling and our old-style arcade games, but it's a bar. And they're having a cover band tonight. I forget their name, but they cover like 90s alternative. So, it's kind of like if my husband and I had dated in high school, this was the kind of concert we would have gone to. So,
Exactly.
we're meeting several other couples, high school friends of his, actually. So it's kind of a group occasion. And yeah, I'm trying to decide whether I want to go with a skirt and my knee-high boots because I want to look cute.
Yes.
Or actually be comfortable and warm in pants and a cute t-shirt or a cute sweater.
Right. Exactly. Now, how many other couples are you going with?
I believe two. There are 3 others, but the third couple, their schedules seemed really they weren't sure.
Right.
So
And I presume you guys are meeting around dinner time or so.
yeah, that we're gonna eat. They serve food there too, so we're gonna meet around 7 and eat, and the show's supposed to start around 9. And yeah, we're gonna. They have really good food there too.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming because it's kind of like a bar grill entertainment thing. You guys are going to do separate checks for each couples. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Good decision.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I can actually still play skee ball to a degree. I mean, I can't really aim, but I can roll the ball up that little alley. And the last time I did it, I actually managed to hit like the high score thing like 4 times. So I got like 500 tickets for my daughters to exchange at the arcade counter on that one game. It was a fluke. That's never happened again, but it was fun.
Reverend Scott, I see you're on the phone. Are you on the phone, Reverend Scott? Looks
Faggot, Scott.
he is on the phone. Oh, you're in the audience. You want to come? Please do. Let's go to Doctor. He's next. Doctor, good to talk to you again. Did you want to talk about anything for a Fresh Five, or you want to talk about what you're doing this weekend, or have you had that coffee?
But thank you.
No problem. And I'm gonna mispronounce it. Is it Shama? 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 Did I get that right? Shama. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's on you now. You have a Fresh Five. You can talk about whatever you want.
I saw
Uh,
the movie Michael, and
you mean with John Travolta? With John Travolta?
no, the one with Jafar Jackson, Michael.
Oh, that is with Jermaine Jackson's son,
Yeah.
who plays Mike.
Jafar Jackson.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Okay. How was it?
I liked it. I loved.
I heard over 90 million in its first weekend, which was last weekend. Yes.
Yeah, but the only thing I felt was the story felt incomplete. I mean, I don't know, since I'm from a different country, so whatever I know is from popular culture. But I felt I also wondered where Janet Jackson was, where the rest of the siblings were, and it showed Michael in the best of the light, and I know it's just a 1.5 hour movie, so you can't show his whole life story, but it was just all the best parts of his life, and how he came out of his father's influence.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, shouldn't there be more nuance than that? But that aside, I thought Jafar was spectacular as Michael, and I loved his moves. I loved the music, and that part I really enjoyed.
Thank you very much. Let's go to RM. RM, you're new on stage. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. You have a Fresh Five. What would you like to talk about?
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
You care.
I want to ask you a question.
Everybody, yeah, go ahead. Please ask me anything you want.
Okay. Have you been travel out the United States? And
Yeah, the answer is yes. I have traveled out of the United States many times.
okay, can you give us or tell us and share with us which country it was the bad experience and the country it was good experience?
Okay, well, let's see. Which country did I have a bad experience in? Well, I wouldn't say it was bad, but when I went to France, I find that when the French find out that you're from the United States, now then again, this was decades ago. I haven't been to France. Like the way that the treated me and my wife. Now, as opposed to that, right around the same time, I went to Italy 1.5 weeks. In Italy, they treated. Oh, okay. I mean, we drove into Italy, a mile down the road, and literally we saw 3 restaurants in one area. We literally went meeny miny muff, and we picked the restaurant, and it was one of the greatest experiences ever. So I would say my worst experience was in France. It was simply because I didn't like the way that we were treated. And also, I think somebody tried to rip us off, and I don't mean like somebody on the street. I mean like because we didn't speak the language, they were adding the bill incorrectly. I could be wrong. The best experience I had, without a doubt, and again, I haven't been there in decades, is when I went to Hedonism 3 in Jamaica, an all-inclusive resort. I believe it. No, I went to Hedonism 2. I'm sorry. Now that they didn't have Hedonism 3 at the time, I went to Hedonism 2 in Jamaica, and it was an all-inclusive resort, and I had a fantastic time.
So if you wanna advise me to go to visit in which country in Europe, you're gonna advise me Italy, of course, not France.
I think it depends what you're looking for. HACC, do me a huge favor. Take over for a couple of minutes. I got something stuck in my throat. JC, thanks.
So, Reed, what were you asking? You're asking where to go?
No, I'm just planning to go in the summertime, Europe. So I want to know everybody if I have an experience in Europe. Anybody that have been in Europe, in which country, and what's happening with you have a good time. People bring for the raises, you want treating you as family, or I mean, I'd like to get one if somebody been in Europe before.
Yeah, me personally, I have not been to Europe. I do hope that some days soon and go. I open it to anybody on the stage who wants to add in to help Reem with her travel.
I can try it.
Yeah. Paula?
Yes.
Is that correct, Paula?
Yeah.
Welcome to the stage. How are you today?
Thank you.
You have some,
Very
European travel?
well. I am a European. I traveled around the world. Actually, I also lived for 7 years in India, and I lived in the US as well. But I'm actually Italian, so I'm a little bit biased.
Well, of course, of course.
Of course, yes. Um, well, Italy is a nice place. I mean, even if I so say myself, I mean, I'm obviously, like I said, I'm biased, but it is a very pretty place. It has practically the best of both worlds, nature-wise and monuments. So you have 90% of the UNESCO sites in Italy. So you can visit historical cities like Rome. That's where I live, where I come from. You can go to Florence, you can go to Venice, you can go to Milan, you can go to Sicily, or you can also explore places that are not the usual tourist attractions like Umbria, or maybe you can go to Trentino Alto Adige and experience the mountains there, which are spectacular. And the food is probably the thing that makes the difference compared to the rest of Europe. Having said that, the food is very good in Spain. It's also very good in France. But again, the Italian cuisine is a notch up, I would say. You can visit other places in Europe that are very interesting. You can go to United Kingdom. I don't know if you've ever been there. You can visit Spain. Spain is very nice as well. I like Scandinavia. I really like Scandinavia because it's so different from what I'm used to. Or even the
Mine is the head of the man, and thy insight is keen as the hawk's. By my head I invoke.
by my body I invoke thee. Render brightness I invoke thee. By the side of invoke thee.
Oh, right. Oh, no. Right. Oh, no.
Silence
Oh, God.
by the song I invoke. Mine is the head of the man, and my inside is keen as the hawk's by my bed I invoke thee. I am the only begotten child of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain and fear. By my body I invoke thee.
Upon the spirit. Upon the spirit.
Radiance white and pure, my heavenly the red sacrifice the song given on.
Invoke thee. Of dawn, powering of voice. Invoke thee. Strike the must. Draw the flaming sword. My hand is thy sword of the seas.
Hello, ZZ. Hello, ZZ. This has been amazing. You make this make national good. So you got the cultures. Mine is the head. Inside this peanuts, the hawks by my head. I am the only begotten child of my father. His father is dead. My mother. About me shine the diamonds are red, white and pure. By their brightness I invoke. Three mighty garment of white, sword with gold, the flashing of eye that I wear by the robe I invoke. Sign of this entire con- by the spine
Wow. Man. Good morning, Divano.
I'm going to be
Good morning, Divano. Oh, people said.
my fingers trouble.
Has been good said on
By my fingers, I feel the double power in the voice of
You fuck, I literally takes over your fucking mind.
I is the adopted man and my insight is keen as the hawks. I'm a head I am voting. I am the only begotten child of my father, mother, my father is dead. My mother my paper, pain and fear. I am voting. Shine light, so I know you are. I am voting. When is this shine? Oh Lord. Something I might have nothing to do. I need to die for me. It's I my fingers travel suffer for my athletic like God of glory. Why my fingers are involved. So anyone
Fucking moron.
Is the head of the mind. Inside his keys the box.
The string of dance that what is it in like potentially something more
My father is my mother born you will shine the diamond of red and white and blue. The red triangle returns this time. Free of the night. Oh Lord. I
no one start calling it the big.
I love my father.
You do realize you begin trending on, you'll have to be more radical to win economics. Python, Python, just a little advice. Fix the polls. Then momentum. You might want to start expecting to. You do realize you have to be more radical to win the ballot. Hey, friend. Just a little advice since the poll showed no momentum. You might want to start expecting Jody by calling him Jody. You do realize to begin changing law, you have to be more radical to get into ballot.
The fast one, my baby. It's the habit of
Hey, friend, this is where advice since the poll show no momentum. You might want to stop expecting Jody by calling him Jody. You do realize to begin to you will have to be more radical to get into ballot.
Six. I bear the rose and rust of life and light, giving me sign at each remaining in the sign. The invocation concludes. Therefore I lay underneath, so that every spirit, from the ether, from the earth, my land, I bear the rose and frost of life and light. Giving a sign at each and therefore I say to the spirit's well, Thanks to two moms. Oh, God, this is all to show you something more. You came like dawn in my hands, soft but stronger than I knew. My fear turned gold in your eyes, and my old night broke in two. I was lost in the noise, now I'm learning how to stay close to your quiet light. Enzymes. The day stop thinking, let it fall. Take a deep this breath, open more. Hold it, don't try to feel it. One more second, you can't stop the wisdom Your touch is a steady rain on the dust of who I am. Every gets made, then it fades in the hush. I don't need 1,000 signs when your name is in my chest. One deep breath, one brave step, and the rest can be blessed. I think it's all. Take the deepest breath of them all. Oh, don't run from the feeling. Stay. You stay.
Single bus sneakers. Everywhere we work with their holiday. Free bus with voices. Every day we work, we will have no need to be good. Concept for the city. Then
Stay if I break, pull me through, teach my hands to release what I cannot hold with you. Take my hands, I'll bring your holy colors. You came like dawn in my hands, soft but stronger than I knew. My fear turned gold in your eyes, and my old night broke in two. I was lost in the noise, now I'm learning how to stay close to your quiet light. In the middle of the day, stop thinking, let it fall. Take the deepest breath of them all. Fully closed, don't run from the feeling. The second you can start believing. Wisdom of God, now it's yours. Wisdom of God, now it's love. Wisdom of God, my heart is open. Wisdom of God. Your touch is a steady rain on the dust of who I was. Everyone gets named, then it fades in the hush. I don't need 1,000 signs. One deep breath, one brave step, and this can't stop again. Take a deep breath. So me feel it. Now it's stay near if I breathe. Pull me through, teach my hands to release what I cannot hold with you. 10 years. Now it's joy, wisdom of God. Now it's love, wisdom of God. Now it's love, wisdom of God. I'm yours. Wisdom of God is now joy, love, heart, and light. You found me in the quiet, with my hands still shaking. I was carried like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble, and the whole room stopped. Stop thinking and your problems. Take the deepest breath of the day. Of the 10, not 11, 10, not 9, stay. Wisdom of God is now joy, love, heart, enlightenment. You found me in the quiet, with my hands still shaking. I was carrying the hurt like a name I couldn't drop. Then you touched my trouble, and the whole room stopped. thinking, and your problems take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10, not 11, 10, not 9, stay.
Oh, I can't.
Can anybody say who's actually in? Who are the other two people that are in the picture?
Um, this image on my PTR is Ayaan Hirsi Ali. She's a beautiful woman from Somalia, and she has said everything about Islam that I have ever said and more. She writes about the problems in Islam, the genital mutilation which she experienced as a child, the forced marriages which she escaped in Somalia, and her life of criticizing Islam is well documented. I suggest to all people here who voted for Kamala and are suffering from the disease that causes them to embrace Islam, please take some time to read anything by Ayaan Hirsi Ali, including her book Infidel. Now, this book is real. You can get it
30 seconds.
You can get it at Amazon, you can get it anywhere else. And she will tell you everything that I have been saying. And she will do it from behind this beautiful dark skin that she owns. So all of the people who are losing their shirts or calling me racist because apparently my skin color is not the right color. If you need to hear from somebody whose skin color is this beautiful shade of bronze, feel free. And if you need to hear it from a woman, this is a 2-for-1 package. You get to hear it from a woman who has a beautiful face, and that will fix you. If you can just take the time, just minutes with Ayaan Hirsi Ali, you'll be straight. You'll never vote for Kamala Harris again. Everything about your life will be better. Thank you so much.
Thank you. First class escort to the VIP. Let's go to, am I pronouncing it right? Paola? Paula? Paola. Would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, of course. Goodbye, everybody. It's been a real pleasure to be in your room again, Uncle Steve. And I will come next time for sure. Thank you very much.
Time is tomorrow. Can't wait to see you. First class escort to the VIP. Jim East, would you like to say goodbye? Jim East, would you like to say goodbye? Jim East going once. Jim East going twice. Jim East, you get the stretcher ride. Oh, let's bring him up to say goodbye. Jim East, raise your hand. We'll bring you up because you caught it at the last moment. Jim East, this is the chance to raise your hand. Jim East going once. Jim East going twice. I don't see him raising his hand. Okay, let's go to Violet. Violet, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye. It's been a great show today, Steve. I'm going to party as hard as I can tonight.
Have a great time tonight. Have a great time tonight, yes.
And I will see you tomorrow morning.
Love that. Alfonso, would you like to say goodbye all the way from South America? Would you like to say goodbye, Alfonso? Alfonso going once to say goodbye. Alfonso.
Goodbye. Have a great weekend and see you again tomorrow.
Thank you. And last but not least, NJCC, I'm going to give you a call right after the show if you don't mind. Would you like to say goodbye, JCC?
Of course, Steve. Yeah, great room, great show. So some good combos. We shared our American side of teenage dating. I really enjoyed participating in that conversation. Benjamin provided us some interesting content. That was
Some excellent content, yes. Not that I agree with everything he says, but the content is excellent.
otherwise a great 3 hour tour. I love it.
Yes.
And to all, I wish you all a good Saturday. And see you on the park.
Thank you. And with that, we are done. On behalf of the Mod Squad, we thank all of you for your participation, because without you, the show is not as good. We wish you and your family a great remainder of your Saturday, and we will be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for another.
There's always something out there that fucking has to like, always some asshole who doesn't have to do anything. All they have to do is be stupid. They don't have to do anything. Like, you could sit here and put all this effort into that Draco, and it takes one fucking idiot to fuck it all up. Oh, yeah, it's like a cost. Oh my god, that's such a bad. Why would you say something like he didn't do anything to contribute to my room? Didn't do anything to like bring up a point or an argument or any of that. Just fucking complained like a little bitch. It's weird, man. I'm getting it. What's that? See, that's what he said. Even quote unquote people who believe in Christ will be deceived. We know this. We were told this. So it's not a shock to see it. No, it's not. Not a shock. Now you get all the fucking African nigger Israelites on this fucking app together, right? Not that I'm racist, dude, but they seem to be pretty proud of how fucking stupid and ignorant they are. You know, you get them together, right? And they start doing the Torah. What do you think that's like? I just wish a Jew would come in here and Mark's not in here, and just listen to his conversation, how it goes. Because Mark's going to send for him quickly, very quickly. He's going to send for them. Like, I attack all these are so dirty with our text, saying that the people who brought the New Testament are making up. He didn't read. Jesus didn't know anything about the Greek. Yada yada yada. Bro, I'm done. Like, this is it may read like it's no. The gloves are coming off every single time. Because by time it's all said and done, what they're going to tell me is, after I give them the facts and the information, all they're going to tell me is, well, we're just going to follow our tradition. Yeah, because you're carnal minded. Like your own scripture says about you. I don't have an issue with but I mean, no, your tradition is it's not the same though. Like, the point is like you have a difference in opinion, as you put right. Read right how Jewish how it's functioning, right? And then afterwards, it's functionally different. When you have to go into your synagogue at like, what is it, like 150, 200 AD, and you're in your synagogue and Christianity's on the rise, and you're like, okay,
Isaiah 53 admitted from synagogue, no more. It's completely fucking embarrassing to our religion. Imagine that.
Yeah, the Muslims. And the Muslims want to take the Jewish interpretation of Isaiah 53, but they don't believe it at all. They can never accept it. They can never accept their interpretation of that verse, ever. That all the nations are going to be saved. Dude,
Islam is a bunch of fucking chumps anyway. I don't know why you think they have any like real horse. Like they don't have horse in the fucking race. They listen.
I agree.
Like if you notice my argument earlier, right? They pick and choose when Muhammad's like this. It's this book that appeared out of fucking nowhere with this civilization, right? But then they pick and choose of how it fucking overlaps with like the prior civilization before it, and Aramaic and all this shit. And that's a bit confused, dude. Hey, fuck it, whatever, man. I don't take them seriously.
Good morning. So, do you believe Isaiah 53 is referring to Jesus?
Of course.
You do. Okay.
Of course.
Why would you even ask that?
Of course I do.
I mentioned it. We're Christian. Why would we not believe that, Joanna?
Because I watched a lecture that sort of debunked it and said it was speaking about the nation of Israel.
Oh,
trust me, we know. We know what they say.
We know what they say. Yeah.
Do you know what eating banana can do to your liver?
Can it be this? There's like different tribes of Israel that have different interpretations.
Hey Regal, I have a question for you.
Regal. Oh, what's up?
So, like, to question on that, Isaiah 53, is it, so it's a dual fulfillment though, isn't it? So you've got the greater context of Israel, and it's pointing to Jesus as the Messiah, right? Isn't it? He healed, he appears for transgressions and stuff.
Who else would they be talking about?
Bro, like, as a Christian, one day you just sit down and read the book of Isaiah and look at the themes that Isaiah says. He talked absolutely negative about the people of Israel the entire time. The entire time.
Hey Regal, I got a question for you. If you could put me in the queue, thanks.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you read Isaiah until you get there. Like, there's no reason to think this is talking about Israel. The righteous servant, the whole prior, like that term is never used for this. The opposite is used.
Hey Regal, this is Alistair. I have a question for you. I'd like to be put in the queue. Yeah, this is a question for Regal. Hey Joanna, this is a question for Regal. Do you think everybody has a soul? I'm asking Regal here.
No, not everybody has a soul. There are people who are atheists. They don't believe in souls. They don't believe that they have one. So by proxy of that, they don't have a soul.
Okay, so when you referred to the Hebrew Israelites as N-words, do you think a Christian should refer to other people as N-words?
Yes, they should.
Well, I'm just trying to, point